I don't know why, as South Africans, we just cannot be upset at the owner of our business. We go around being upset at other businesses, at how many people were hired in this business, who is coming, who is going, but we are never going to talk to management, top management, and say to them, no man, what's going on here? And in fact, I'm thinking about resigning. And in fact, I'm thinking about quitting because I don't quite understand. This is not, you guys are not living up to the contract that you guys said you're going to live up to. Let's leave my duties and the things that I need to do. Let's talk about what you said you would provide as an employer. Instead, we would rather get angry, we'd rather point fingers at each other, we'd rather analyze each other, we'd rather do everything under the sun, but address the biggest elephant in the room, which is the government. Government knows about all these things that are happening, guys, whether it's on the ground or not on the ground. They know about them. I'm going to get into, if you're a Xhosa person, I'm going to say this word and I hope it resonates with you, is rhoqo. Xhosa people know such a thing called rhoqo. That's what we used to call small tuck shops in the villages. Which means there is a spaza shop at Tando's house. Those spaza shops that our aunts used to own, they used to go and stock where? Cash and carries. The same thing as all my friends are doing. Nothing different. Now, why did most of those rhoqos suddenly close? Because there wasn't a community of people backing each other when it came to opening up spaza shops. It was an isolated thing. If your family had extra money to open up a spaza shop in the areas, then they would do it. But there wasn't any backing from the community. There wasn't other people saying, oh, listen, maybe if we put in money for you, then next month we can treat us like a Stockvels, we can make money, and then I open up my spaza shop. No, it was always an isolated thing. There was I in team when it came to that. Now we are trying to get people to go back to being a team. That is not going to work. I'm going to tell you right now. South Africans, once we taste money, we never let it go. Right now, going into a Stockvels, it's going to be the hardest thing ever, because firstly, you have to build rapport with people before you go into business with people. Chantal, can you please close your mic? You have to build a rapport with people. Before you start anything with someone, you must build some sort of relationship and understanding with that person. Now, we can barely get along as South Africans to say we don't want this from our government. We are going to all go strike. We're all going to put tools down, and we're just going to spend the whole day at home. We can't even agree on that small thing. That tools down today, no one goes to home, you go to work, no one goes to town, everyone just stands still, does nothing for the white man. If we can't agree on something that small, what makes us think that we are going to build empires regarding Stockvels?
Because
the Stockvels model is our
in South Africa,
the Stockvels model is our model. It is now being resold back to us by Caucasians. I will use the example of the travel company. What's this travel company? Flight Center. Flight Center is a thing called Travel Stockvels. I'm telling you, go and check it out. It's called a Travel Stockvels. Everybody puts money aside each month. Eventually, you guys can go and claim that money at some point and choose a destination of your choice. Right? These are things that we've all been knowing, but it always has to have an element of Caucasian for it to pass. So the same thing is going to happen with Stockvels. There is going to always have to have an element of Caucasian for it to pass. By that element, I mean, for some reason, Caucasians are going to include themselves again and say, oh, you guys are trying to find a way for yourselves. Let's somehow maneuver and bamboozle our way into this way so that you guys end up needing us in order for this whole thing to even thrive. Right? So we can sit here, guys, and we can all rake our brains, literally rake our brains the whole day trying to say, oh, okay, let's try it from this way. But the first thing we need to do as Black people, we need to ubumbana as a people. Let's just start by forming the biggest and the most strongest relationship with each other. Because nothing can succeed if we don't have a strong foundation of loving each other. We hate each other. I'm not even bringing foreign nationals into this chat yet. We hate each other as a people. The things that we even say about each other's tribes literally will make you itch. The things that we say about each other in terms of where we live, in terms of locations. Do you know how much hate I get just from being from the Eastern Cape? And it's not from Caucasians. It's from other Black people. Like, we need to literally first get it together. We need to create a space or a environment whereby we have honest and truthful conversations with each other, and we spread love. Firstly, this life. There's only two lives that I visit nowadays on TikTok. It's this one and another life that I go to at night. The ones that know the night show. Hello. And the reason why is because of the energy in these two lives. The energy is of home. I feel at home. I feel recognized, not just by me speaking, but by reading other people's comments that, oh, I'm around people that are like-minded, like me, who want to expand Africa, who want to grow Africa as a people and as a continent. So firstly, I need to feel comfortable in a space. Do you understand? I need to feel comfortable. How many spaces can we say are created in society, whether it's online or whatever, where we can firstly just say, who I feel at home, let me take off my jackets. Yes, it's nice to be here. There's not a lot, guys. There's not a lot. So for us to sit here and say, immediately, let's do Stockvels, let's do this, that is great ideas. Let's start co-ops. Let's do those things. I agree. But we first need to build rapport. Like, we first need to build some sort of relationship with each other and some sort of trust. Otherwise, these things will never happen. They will literally never happen. And also, with that said, I would like to move for a motion that Caucasians are not allowed to request mics here, because quite personally, I don't understand what struggle a Caucasian can tell me. I really don't. And that's just where I stand. I don't understand how a Caucasian person can just come on this live and tell us that he is in finance, and so therefore we must just give him the mic and accept that everything is going to tell us and teach us about finance is going to be accurate. It's going to be from a standpoint of a Caucasian person first. And then he says, so anything that he says might not even just... And then he says, I don't oppress people, I oppress dogs. That's exactly the same racist tone that they use on us when they say they are oppressing us. They don't call us people, they call us animals. And then he has the audacity to write that in the comments. And I don't trust a white person that would oppress a dog either. Like, I'm sorry, I don't trust a Caucasian. There are other lives that you can go to, Kanu. There are other, like, you can go and speak to Caucasians about Caucasian things, how you guys colonized us. You can teach them about privilege, how they have white privilege and they don't realize it. But I'm sorry, I don't think there's anything that you can teach me on finance that I don't already know. I'm a finance student myself in my third year. We are trying to obtain these BComs as Black people. We are trying to enter those spaces, and you guys are closing them off for us, yet you guys don't even have those qualifications. Because if we go toe to toe right now and I ask for a qualification, you might start stuttering, so I don't even know.
May I please speak? Are you okay?
Hello. Even though we're not happy, but we can talk, I think.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for bringing me on this. I must admit, it's a pretty deep chat, and it's definitely, your concerns are absolutely warranted, right? 100%. Absolutely agree with that. There are some things that I'd like to ask, if I may. If you do have a business, how do you approach obtaining loans right now? And what makes you think, as a Black South African, that you would not be able to obtain a loan in the traditional way, i.e. going to a bank to find that? Can somebody explain that to me, please?
First question, where are you from?
We are not Black South Africans. We are African.
Where are you from?
We are not Black South Africans. We are African. There's nothing like Black South Africans. We are African. Is either you are African or you are not. There's nothing like Black South African, white.
By the way.
You are not. You are European.
No, I'm actually African. I was born in Zimbabwe, raised in Natal, South Africa.
But you don't originate there.
But then why would you say Black South Africans? Then why would you say Black South Africans? Why wouldn't you say fellow Africans?
Well, the only reason I say that is because there's a lot of individuals here that have got or have made statements stating that there seems to be this disparity between obtaining business loans in South Africa for black people, right? That's the only reason. Otherwise, I would have said fellow South Africans.
But kind of the thing is, just one clarification. You are born in Zimbabwe, but you're not Zimbabwean. You may be born in South Africa, but you're not South African. You were just born and raised in South Africa. For me, as a black person, I am South African. Even if I were to go to Nigeria, I still remain an African. Where now, even if you were to go to Namibia, you won't be considered African. You may be born in Namibia, but you're not African. You're not Namibian.
Okay.
No, I get that. So when it comes to loan for business, right?